recharge program. A couple of days back, we had a virtual session on introduction to Eoms to go further and to add values. Today we have with us Mr. S. Thangavelu, who is not new to us. He was helping us. He was associating us in many ways in terms of 9001 version, and he is helping us, guiding us to get the Eoms covered Eoms certification for us. As already discussed, this is specifically a learners focus version. The 9001, the subtle difference between these 9001 and Eoms 21001 2018 is very little. The added features are that the the institutional social responsibility is added, which is not specifically addressed in the 9001 version. Second one is that the accessibility and equity. This is the new one that the clause is incorporated in the new version, that is Eoms 21001 2018. And the ethical conduct in education, that is one more the added clause, which is that the profession must be ethical in all respects. That is the one among the classes, which is the new classes incorporated in this new version. And the last one is that since we are in the digital world, data security and protection, these two are incorporated, and these are all the new additions in terms of the new version. As we know, this Eoms version aims to enhance the satisfaction of learners and other beneficiaries through effective implementation of Eoms process to ensure further improvement in days to come. Like that of NAC, we have about 7 classes and about 75 subclasses. Virtually, this was implemented from May 2018 onwards worldwide. But with regard to our institution, this system was in vogue from 1/11/2019. So I don't want to eat his time, and I welcome Mr. Thangavelu sir to educate us in terms of how best we can implement this Eoms process at our institution. Thank you. Over to Thangavelu sir.
Thank you, Ramachandra sir. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Straight away, I'm going for presentation. It is just I'm introducing the 2001-2018 version for your awareness. Okay. Side by side, I am going to give what are the things we are supposed to maintain to meet this requirement. Okay. It is just picture-related system. Just you can go through, and I will also explain each and every line of that. We are going to have very lean ISO system, only to the extent documentation is required. First, we are going to identify the scope. Okay. Then, context of the organization. Okay, the ISO classes starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. These are non-auditable standards. Auditable standard starts from 4 point. In this class number 4, these are the requirements we have to meet. Why this organization exists, that is the context of the organization. We are telling what are the stakeholders who are all affected with us and what is our strength, weakness. About this one, we are going to develop this one. Then, needs and expectations of the interested parties. Okay, who are our interested parties and how we are meeting their requirements and how we are developing the systems to meet the learner's perspective. Then we are going to have a subject scope certificate in ISO certificate, which we are going to give by TUV. We are going to give the scope for which classes we are going to give. We are going for certification for bachelor and master's degree certificates, also for research scholars. Okay. This system is aimed for formal, non-formal educations also. That's why the special needs, without any institution, education institution also, for skill development, they can go for the certificate. Because of that one, we have to specifically mention the scope. We are going for bachelor degree, master's degree, and postgraduate degree. And understanding that needs and how you are going to fulfill the requirements under the system of management of process as per the ISO requirement. We are going to have PDCA cycle: plan, do, act, and correct. See, act. These are the four elements required to meet this system requirements. Then leadership. We want to have a commitment and involvement of for all functions so that it will be very responsible and we will get the benefit of the system implementations. Then we are going to have policy, educational policy, which is appropriate to the purpose, contact, and committed to our educational institution. Then it is 5.3 as per ISO 21001-2018 version. Organizational roles and responsibilities. For teaching department, it will be deans, HODs, faculties, and additional point, we can call it as a mentors. Irrespective of the department, we will have a standard operating procedures or roles and responsibilities. To the minimum, just it is 4-5 lines, and what are the responsibilities and what is their authorities, and if possible, an objective target, objectives of that position. That also we can mention. Then we are going to have system planning. In that system planning, we are going to address risk and opportunities. What are the risks associated in our institutions for running the institution macro level and micro level for each department? What are the possible risks and how we are managing at present? If any risk is beyond our control, what is the plan for managing the risk in future? It can be for 1 year, it can be for 2 years, it can be for many number of years. We should identify the risks and present controls available to manage the risks. Apart from this, what are the opportunities? What are the opportunities we are missing, or if we can provide some resources, what are the additional opportunities available for us to implement? That also will be identified. We are identifying, it is need not necessary to complete all the risks mitigation plan. We will identify and we will have a plan for mitigation in the near future. As I told you, the risks are identified process-wise, department-wise, and organization-wise. And we will develop an objectives for each process. For example, teaching. What is the pass percentage? Okay. If pass percentage is 90%, next objective can be how far we are able to meet the education, the teaching plan versus actual. More than 90%. What is the plan is more than 90%. Actual is 95% or 85%. How often we are going to monitor? Once in 6 months. And who is the responsible person? And this is when we will review these objectives. In management review meeting, it will be conducted once in 6 months after completion of each semester. There are all the objectives. Each department will have their own objective and they will have a plan how they are going to achieve. Simply giving figures may not be sufficient. How they are going to achieve that based on the past performance or based on the resources or based on the future, based on the intakes which they have, they should have justification to fix the target and plan to achieve during the current semester or current academic year. This planning of changes, suppose system changes. Okay, now the system changes means you are going to add new courses. You were doing only, you were specifically concentrating on IT and computers related courses and commerce related courses. Now we are concentrating more on science courses. What are the additional resources? What are the additional planning is required? These are the changes as and when required. We have to update the documentation. These are the support to ensure the support. We need to have resources in the form of buildings and IT related items and laboratories, library and other infrastructure, transportation, faculties, everything is included. Whether they really meet that requirement, that we have to assess. Then we need to have a human resources meeting the university norms. Students and faculty ratios we have to meet, and what are the total number of students are present, and what's the total number of teaching and non-teaching. Is it meeting the requirements of the university standards? That we have to ensure. Then facilities, create environment to meet the education related activities. That conducive to the learning activities we have to meet. Environment for the operation of educational service to achieve conformity of its services. Conformity of its services means we have to have a degree end of the course, that to ensure that students are able to learn and ensure they are getting a degree and they are meeting the society requirements. That is their expectation. Do we have the environment to meet these education services? That we have to assess. It is not necessary 100% everything will be available and we will be starting in a phased manner. You have to identify, we have to meet the requirement as a part of continual improvement. We have to find the additional requirement and we have to meet in the future plans. And monitoring and measuring resources. This is relating to monitoring areas and measuring area. We are not producing any products. We are not producing any products. And we are not measuring anything. We are not using any measuring equipments for our end use of the products, because we are not taking any decisions based on the measuring resources. At the most, if you are relating to this monitoring resources, we can relate to your watch clock, because you are going to have 2 hours session means, is it really 2 hours? How do you ensure that it is 2 hours? What is the methodology that clock is working on correctly? So that can be remote possibility. And if you are using any thermometer or any other measuring equipments, any other water meter, any other meter measuring, that can be calibrated to ensure that equipment is working correctly and it shows correct readings. Okay. So we are not using any meter to monitor the student's progress. So that's why it may not be applicable, or even if it is remotely applicable, it is only weighing. We are using some measuring equipments in the lab. That may not be very serious enough to go for calibration. Okay. This is the organizational knowledge. Accumulated knowledge. It is, if it is a 10-year, 15-year institution means, how we are ensuring that knowledge is meeting the society requirements. We have accumulated every year, we have accumulated based on the faculty, non-faculty requirement and the branding image, everything we have accumulated to meet the learner's requirement. How we are improving, how that innovation is taking place, how that improvement is taking place, how we are equipped ourselves to meet the future. So this is the organizational knowledge, how we are improving. A paragraph on this one we will be developing. The competence. As per the university norms, what is the requirement for faculty and how we are meeting the requirements. Whether it is eligibility as per the university norms, we are able to meet or not, we have to ensure. Otherwise, we have to have a plan during the end of this academic year or during the end of the next academic year, we will be able to meet these things. As a statutory requirement, we have to meet the competence requirement of university norms and awareness. Everybody, each one of us should know educational policy, what is the objectives relating to their activities, and they should be able to communicate very clearly to the listeners, to whom they are expected to communicate. That means parents and students. We have developed education policy and we have developed objectives also. Objectives, very simple objectives. See, we want to have core objectives only. As per the certificate requirement, we are graduate courses, only UG and PG courses or research courses only. We are going for ISO certification. Non accredited certificates, other certificate courses, yes, a continual improvement we are developing. That may not be the serious questions for the auditor to ask. That we are giving as an add-on courses. Mainly the graduate course, postgraduate course, and the research activities. These are the things they will take into account. And we should be in a position to explain whosoever is stakeholder is there, we are to the relevant to the activities they do, we should be in a position to create an awareness to them. And communication. This communication means to whom we are going to communicate, at what stage you are going to communicate, whether you are going to involve them or just inform them or collaborate with them. So this is like different activities, government statutory requirements, stakeholders, parents, and society at large. How we will have a level. First level, this is we will involve them. Second level, we will interact with them. Third level, we will just inform them. The fourth level only circular. Fifth level only press meet will be there. Like that, we will have a different level of communication to different people. And we are having the documented information. See, this ISO system does not require too many documentation. But where it is required is if you do not have a continuity, if it is it should not be depending on the persons. If all the people in the department, if they are able to tell the same reply for a particular question, documentation is not required. But if the auditor is getting different replies from the same department, then in that place we need to have a documented procedures. At least 80% or 50% core areas we need to have a documented procedures so that continuity will be there when we look for an STC stabilization process related procedures. STC departments, it is not person oriented. We are expecting process oriented based on the documented information. To meet this requirement, we are going to have a manual that's called first level. It meets that ISO 21000-2018 version. Second level, process, purchase process, admission process, and teaching and learning process, non-teaching areas, so, the examination, controller of examination process, and the sports department, maintenance department, library department, like that. It's only bullet points. We do not have a theory like 3 to 4 pages, only 10 points. These are the activities they are repeatedly they will be doing. That is called process. Each process will have an input and the process will be there, then output will be there. Okay. Then apart from this, system related process will be there, how we are developing the risk register, how the documentation information is maintained, how the documents are revised as and when required, and how the internal audit is conducted, how the management review meeting is conducted, like that. We will have certain other procedures also, so that the continuity will be there. Person will come and go, I may be there, I may not be there, but you should be able to ensure that same system is maintained and developed and improved. For that purpose, this documentation is required. Improvements can be done at any stage of time, during the beginning or every year or as and when things are getting changed, we can update the things. At least 80 to 90% of the activities may be the systematic, which should be represented in some documentation. It can be form of process, it can be form of flow chart, it can be in simple, just 5, 6 bullet points. To ensure this documentation is developed and maintained, and we are implementing. So now simply telling that implementation may not be sufficient. Retained documented information has to maintain. Retained documented information means it is called records. These records can be soft copy or hard copy. Wherever if we can maintain soft copy, it will be better. In a phased manner, you have to replace hard copy to soft copy. But the retriever should be there. Yes, and when required, the concerned person should be able to extract that information to meet the specific requirements. Okay. So this is the evidence that we are implementing the system, and the system is implemented from the 1/11/2019. That means, see, for that even semester of previous academic year and the present odd semester records, we can show we are maintaining this one. To ensure that records, it can be based on the title, it can be based on the department and serial numbers. We can standardize in a spaced manner. Now we have got records in 3 formats. One is system-related document, that is internal audit, management review meeting, and other common things. Then second level documents records are NAC-related records, that is commonly available within the organization. Third level documents are available within the department. So these 3 type of records we are having. Based on the auditor's requirement, we will be producing. Okay. For each record, we are going to have the title and the period, how long we are going to keep it. If some records for 6 months, we can keep it for 6 months. Some records for 1 year, we can keep it for 1 year. Some records, if statutorily required, for 3 years or 8 years, that means you are expected to meet the requirements. In addition to that, okay, if a requirement is 3 years, means we may have 4 years, but not 2 years. Like that, if leave letter is we are keeping only for 1 year, no, for 1 year they can ask only the records within that period. If students answer sheet we are keeping for only 1 semester, means only 1 semester. It is desirable to have 1 year. That you can plan accordingly and you maintain the records retention accordingly. And you should be in a position to retrieval method should be very easy for anyone to follow it easily. Okay. Then these documents can be in any form. It can be in cassettes, it can be in pen drives, it can be server, it can be for cloud, anywhere you can get it. Okay. This control of documented information, only the concerned person should be able to see the things, and you should have an information management system, a security management system, password method or for access method, whatever the method we are having, it should be foolproof system, reliable, and it is maintained for over a period of time. Then this is exactly called teaching and planning operations. Okay. So this is the thing. How academic plan, how your teaching plan is developed, how you are developing the timetable that you have to develop in this system. So the method of developing the timetable, what are the attributes you have taken? How, suppose to complete one particular subject 8 hours means what, how much university similar thing they have suggested and how much we have taken, whether it is practicable or not, what is the knowledge of the faculty member, what is the expected understanding of the students. These are the attributes you have to ensure and that planning is developed. Okay, that is teaching plan. We are giving the academic calendar in the beginning of the course itself, and any other plans. Just before starting the semester, what are the plans we are making? That is coming under this. Okay, how many faculties are available, how you are distributing the papers, how you are, when you are going to conduct your test, when you are going to conduct model exam, when is the university exam, all the throughout the academic calendar. Then this is that what are the courses you are developing based on the society requirement, students' requirement, how that their requirements are taken into consideration to develop the course. Suppose we are going to start BSc Science degree now. So what are the things why we have developed these things? How we are come to a conclusion? These requirements are required to meet the society requirements and students' requirement. Some justification we should be in a position to give. And it's all. How we are going to review. So review the sense whether this particular course is going to be completed within 6 months or 1 year, or you need any extension. In case of any changes or requirements, how we are going to adopt this one. That everything will be taken, considered well in advance before starting your academic plan. And this is the design and development of products and services. With respect to education organization, how a new course is started. Okay, how a new course is started, what are the inputs we have taken, what are the methodology adopted to develop particular course in our organization, what are the sequences we have done, that will be covered under this classes. This is for the new courses. For existing courses, how you are going to develop your teaching plan, how we are developing the teaching plan, and how we are developing the non-formal courses designing, how that methodology of teaching, then any specific resources are required, those all things will be considered. We will have a small write-up on formal course development and non-certificate, other non-accredited certificate courses. How we are going to complete this course within stipulated time. So that we will have a sequence of activities. That will be covered in this class. Planning will be there, and what are the inputs we have considered before starting this particular course, how we have taken the inputs from the society or from the students or from our other colleges, how we have developed these inputs, what are the inputs we have considered to ensure that new courses developed or new certificate courses developed. These inputs, just the bullet points we need to mention there. And controls. Suppose what are the controls you are going to have it to ensure that this course is completing within the academic year or within 3-year period of time, and what are the areas we need to emphasize, how to ensure that within 6 months these portions are to be completed, whether any past experience is there, whether any similar experience is there in other educational institutions. So those are the things we have to consider before bringing to come. We have experienced faculty, and in case if one faculty we are expecting that faculty is not available, means what is your alternative plan? So like that everything will be developed and maintained. And these are the changes. Suppose if you are changing the course content in between, or course you are adding something more, or you are deleting something more, or you are replacing in place of particular paragraph or any other paragraph based on the input got from superior area or statutory requirements. How you are changing? What is the methodology adopted? It should be controlled manner. We should change it. That means there should be proper requirement, proper review, proper approval. Everything should be in a phased, in a planned manner. We should change without changing the integrity of the whole course. And this is relating to processes, products, services. We are not going to make any products in our thing. Only thing, what the purchase departments, whatever the purchase department activities, and in case is there any faculty is coming for particular course, regular course, particular subject he may be taking, or guest lectures will be there. What is the methodology to get these services? How we are going to get the computer books, computer hardware, software, and how we are going to ensure that maintenance stores are purchased? What is the methodology? Purchase requirement will be there, approval will be there, then purchase order will be there. We will have a list of approved suppliers in the respective department. We will buy either directly or on receipt. We will be having checking. Concerned person will ensure that quality is okay and quantity is okay. Then we will take it to stocks. So this system, respective system, library, IT department, and departmental and maintenance, and including transportation if you are availing anything. Services. Suppose if you are availing transport services, what is the methodology? And how to ensure that control, what type of control, whether you are physically controlling or it is periodically controlling. Ultimately, our college is having the responsibility of meeting the quality requirements or the learners requirement. If any problem is happening, that means either you have not selected properly or you have not controlled effectively. What type of control you are having, how often you are having the control, whether it is in practice, whether it is giving any results, that we have to ensure. Ultimately, whatever the controls we have, as if we are doing, as if our own ultimate responsibility is on our institution. We may get it service from others, but you should have effective control. All the purchases relating to learners' continual improvement or enhancement of learning equipments. So this classification can be done. A type, B type group we will be having control. C type we may not have controls. Okay, so that is up to the institution to take a call on that. We should have a information, complete information. When you are giving purchase orders, you should give complete information, technical name, commercial name, and quantity, quality. You should ensure that the receiving end is not having any doubt, any idea of confusion, so that he sends the wrong or inappropriate item to us, and again is checking and returning it. So this, we should have a complete correct information to the external providers. And this is the genuine educational delivery, learning and classroom activities. Okay. Classroom activities, how we are teaching, how every working day, how we are teaching plan actually completed, and how we are conducting the test, how we are evaluation is taking place. These are the things. Am I audible, sir? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just see, this is 8.5. It is controlled manner. What we are claiming is, in 6 months academic period, whatever the academic plan we have given, we are in a position to complete that syllabus in a controlled manner. Not that first week itself complete everything and rest of things it is given key, or it is be left up to the last week we will be complete in a controlled manner, so that learner is free to get the expected service from the institution. So for that purpose, what are the planning we are doing in a classroom activities, subject level, faculty level, those activities will be covered in this. This is identification. Identification means which class were. Second BA, second BSc, third BCom. This is a room. This is computer lab. This is my MBA class 1. Like that is identification. So this identification means student's identity card. This is the which year student, numbers, admission numbers. Suppose if a project is, somebody wants to refer, means in which year he has presented this project, how you will identify his particular. So that is the identification. Traceability means how you will trace it back. Just a person who is passing out now, last 3 years subjects, how we are spaced in semester 1, semester 2, semester 3, like that it can be traceable. Suppose somebody has given the project means, how it can be traceable to this particular person? What is the methodology available here? Suppose you are having student certificates. Which year certificate, where it is kept, how it will be, is it date wise or number wise, or it is subject wise, or it is faculty wise, in whatever the manner. You should be able to retrieve that item in a shortest possible of time. A person like me who is coming once in a while, without asking anybody, I should understand the system. If I am taking that item without asking anybody means the system is evident and it is practiced perfectly, and other person is also very clear in his understanding. That this is property belonging to interested parties, particularly students. See, we are talking about interested parties. It can be student, learners, parents, and society at large, and industry, and it's a government as well. And see, neighboring people who are related to this institution also will be called interested parties. Property, that means his certificates. When he is joining, what are the certificates he has given, and how long we are going to keep it, what are the safety methods he is adopting. In case if he is asking for temporary, he wants to go for passport requirement. He is taking it back and again he is giving it back. Whether they are making proper entries. See, that auditor will take one sample. If the one sample gives the wrong results, he will assume that everything is not reliable. So that when you are getting the admission time, you will be getting the interested parties certificates. You ensure that that relevant portion of the application is filled. If only transfer certificate and mark certificate means only these two. If any other certificate means it's ensured total 3 numbers, and total 3 numbers are kept here. And is periodically verified. See, you have kept it the first year, and at the end of the third year, you are going to take it. In between, there is no evidence whether it is still there or not. So it is suggested practice is once in a while, some committee should be there to ensure that all the documents, as per the records, it is available, physically seen. So it is like that. It is anything. It is a property of interested parties, maybe certificates and any project reports if he has given, like that. And preservation. How you are preserving. Students' answers, how long you are going to keep, in what condition you are going to keep, and the student records. And suppose if you are keeping everything in soft copy, how we are going to preserve it. It should meet the conformity of requirements. See, suppose if university is asking after 3 years, they are expected to have 3 years means if they are asking in third year, you should be in a position to produce that documented evidence. To that extent, we should have a system of preservation. And this is in learners' data. Learners' data means they are all admission to discharge, admission to passing out, their personal data, information security management, and any changes you are making. Suppose now, direct instead of direct mode, you have changed to remote mode of education. What are the changes you have affected? See, these changes, you have developed academic plan, you have developed a teaching plan, but in between, such circumstances are supposed to change. In that condition, what are the changes we have affected? So those areas we have ensured that it is covered. And students' details in a transparent manner. Suppose if a student is asking, I want to see my answer sheet evaluation. If there are any facilities available, and if is opting for the thing, and if it is the reasonable period, if you want to show, and we should be in a position to maintain, preserve in such a manner, we should be presentable to him to his satisfaction. If something is kept in hard copy or soft copy, they ensure that information security is maintained. Okay. So these control of changes, wherever when suppose say in between, if you are changing, how you are maintaining the records, from which date onwards you have changed. Okay, those records we have to ensure. This is actually when he is passing out, or it can be semester-wise, it can be academic year-wise, it can be the final passing out. Whether he has completed all the university or our college requirements, whether those records are available and it is properly maintained, only after satisfaction of this one, he has been released from this one. So those records will be maintained. This is called positive release. Suppose if it is rejected. Okay. So this non-conforming output means failure students and the attendance shortage students and disciplined students. What is the method in our college? For slow learners, we are having remedial classes. Have we really conducted? Is there any record available for that one? And after the remedial classes, have we taken retest and we have appeared for university exam? So it should be streamlined. Again, just suppose if any attendance shortage is there, is there any continuation certificate is there, declaration is there, so that he is eligible to meet that university requirement. This non-conforming outputs, non-conforming output means it is in the form of marks, discipline, and suppose if teacher, if a faculty is not able to complete that subject within the stipulated time, because of that one, he has not, and questions were asked in the out of course syllabus. So what is that? You have to identify what's the reason behind it, and you have to ensure, okay, these are the corrective actions we have taken. See, it will happen. There's nobody is telling that non-conforming outputs will not happen. It will be there. How you are managing it, how it is identified at the source. At the initial point of time, we should be in a position to identify and how it is segregated, how it is monitored, how it is retested, how it is corrected, and in future, it should not happen means what are the preventive actions we have taken. Those records we have to maintain. Sorry. So this is your examination pattern. Test, retest, and model exams, and final exams. Okay. Whether the learner is satisfied. Okay. So we will have the targets, that how we are measuring, that has to be recorded here. Satisfaction of learners, other beneficiaries means parents and staff. Is there any other monitoring and measuring needs? See, there are certain activities we'll be doing, outreach programs, and students, they will have projects. Is there any method, any other monitoring method arises to ensure that whatever the courses we are conducting, that is monitored effectively and final results are matching with the outcome of the student? What is the method of monitor? How do you measure? How it is analyzed? How it is evaluated? Evaluated means purpose solved, it is outcome that matters. Whether passed or failed or project success, whatever it's been. And analysis and evaluation. Whatever the results and analysis, it is coming under here. Again, any analysis not relating to your basic bachelor degree and master's degree and research scholar degree, everything will be coming under analysis here. Okay, we should be very clear. Internal audit to ensure that this ISO system is developed, maintained, and implemented effectively. These are the options available. We will be having internal audit in a planned manner. That is once in 6 months. Okay, once in 6 months by the competent trained internal auditors in independent manner. The same person who is having responsibility will not audit the same department. And he will ensure this audit is not a fault finding exercise. We want to ensure whether we are following the suggested systems effectively. And to ensure that effectiveness, we will be verifying the records. These are the records you say that you will be maintaining. Have you maintained? In case if you are not maintaining, what are the reasons? Whether it is required or not. Any record which is not required or which is not used by any of the people, we may not continue. Only thing you need the justification for that. Then once in 6 months, we will be conducting management review. That is pre-planned. Is after the internal audit. After 1 month from the internal audit, we will be having management review meeting. After each semester. Okay, so that semester performance can be audited, performance internal audit observations can be finalized, and any resources are required, any directions are required, it will be discussed in management review meeting. Management is committed, top management will preside that management review meeting, and their commitment and involvement is ensured by meeting this review, and it will be in a planned manner. Once in 6 months means once in 6 months. In a structured manner. See, the agenda points is given in so itself. In that sequential, we will be conducting. All our data will be linked with that. So these are the input will be there. Output will be in the form of improvement action. Any particular action, who is responsible for this particular activity, and what's the time period required. It is learners improvement requirement, in enhancement of our system improvement, or out in the stakeholders requirement. And based on the customer's feedback, based on the feedback or their complaints, our improvement will be desired, and it will be management will give sufficient resources to meet the requirement, and it will be implemented. Initially, the ISO will be implemented, and over a period of time, after satisfied mature implementation, improvement ideas will be taken into consideration. And after certain period, innovation will be there. So this is 3 stages of improvement we expect from the institution. So this non-conformity is system non-conformity. So that is, earlier we have discussed about, that is output, related students, related to faculty. So here it is non-conformity, a system. Suppose we have not maintained a particular records for one semester at all, and you are expected to have academic plan, you do not have. We have now started course of a particular BSc group, and you do not have any design and development background materials. So how this non-conformity occurs, what is the corrective action, how it will be rectified or present one, how we will ensure that in future it will not repeat again. This continual improvement, it will be in the form of improvement in courses, improvement in pass percentage, and the number of passing out students, and the number of campus in placements, can be linear or society acceptance. So these opportunities we will be identifying through the discussion. In the ISO 2001-2018 version, there are annexes. This is a note. This is an additional points. It is a guidance note. We may take into consideration wherever it is required. Additional requirements for early childhood education. See, this system is for university education, high school education, informal education, and skill development, NCERT courses, everything. The same system is available. If somebody is going for skill development, they will take into consideration national requirements. The principles for an ISO EOMS, it is given. So there are 11 principles are given. So this system is developed based on those principles. And classification of interested parties. Classification of interest, that means what type of interested parties are there, how we have classified, whether we will involve them. Suppose if academic course is starting with, what is the deliberation? That is deliberation. Input level is better. Suppose if you are asking for only students' feedback means it is only an interaction. If you are asking any feedback to parents, that is a different type of classification. Then it is government means that is a different level of classifications. So that they have suggested certain classifications and their communications with them. Then suggested process measures and tools in education organization. So these are the processes involved in an education organization. So these are the measures are taken. These are the tools are used in the education organization. See, this system is for throughout the world. It is an international system, and you have to conceptualize to Indian requirement, that to our requirements. Okay. Then next step means mapping the standards. Suppose if any linkage is to be given, government they are giving any valuation or any feedback they are giving, if it is meeting that particular standard means we will give encouragement or we will recognize that one. So that mapping will be there. In other countries, mapping will be there. In our country, if any similar system is there, means the regional standards, it will be mapped. These are the things are equal. These are the variations. How we are going to ensure this variation gaps are reduced so that we getting a degree here is equal to that one. So like that will be maintained. Then finally, health and safety consideration of the education organization. So health is a requirement, safety consideration is a requirement. For example, safety means if you are using the transportation, what is the group of drivers, and management will have a plan. Suppose if they are having age is more than 40, they will have a doctor's fitness certificate, eyesight and color blindness, and they will ensure that they will have a proper valid license and it is renewed periodically, so that you know that safety consideration. See one thing, students are your product. That means you are the custodian of the students. The moment they get into your bus, you are the person required for safety. Till they are reaching to institution, until they are going to their particular place of getting down, institution is responsibility for the safety of students. So the transportation services we are maintaining it, either directly or indirectly, we should ensure the safety. Okay. So these are the requirements of ISO 21000, 2018 version. Now I will. Yes, sir. Is there any clarification? Now I will only tell from the faculty side what are the things are required to be this audit. Okay. So only you have to reply only what they are asking. You should not voluntarily tell anything. Okay. So we should not tell voluntarily. If he is asking a question, only reply to the relevant point. If he wants additional reply, let him ask additional question. We should not provide only related points. Suppose if you are not dealing with that particular point, please say that I am not dealing with this point, so-and-so is dealing. So we should not give him additional just what we know, we should not inform him. This is an audit. Or before audit, after audit, you can do whatever you want, you can discuss with him. During the audit period, ensure that only what questions he is asking, we will reply to them. And records are maintained, and these are the records are maintained. In case if you are not maintaining the records, we will maintain from this date onwards. Like that, we can tell publicly. Okay. So teaching faculty, they are expected to have teaching plan. What was the base, how they have arrived these many hours for each subjects, and total number of faculty, and in relation with the total number of students, is that ratio is matching, and all the faculty are meeting the university requirements, and teaching classes are conducted as per the teaching plan, and is there any variation, is it recorded? See, you have got a teaching plan, okay, but whether it is conducted and is reconciled, that the data will be ensured. Suppose 6 hours you are expected to take particular topic, you have taken it for 5 hours. 1 hour you are given either feedback or whatever you have done. See that gap, or instead of 6 hours you have taken it for 7 hours. How that reconciliation is there, that you have to ensure. Only thing, students should not skip any subject, and you should not ensure that without taking the subject you have completed. So this matching and mixing should be ensured correctly. Then mid-test, suppose if you are having the test, whether it is evaluation is done and the marks are tabulated, and if there are any failed students are given remedial classes, or you have communicated to the parents, those records they are expected to have. Then after remedial class, retest whether they have been conducted or not. Those marks are meeting the requirements. And finally, model exam if there are any, those records. Finally, university exams. Okay. For the passing out students, you may have projects, and if you are providing any additional certificate courses, what are the courses? How, if it is 5 weeks course, how you have designed that course, and what are the sequence of activities, whether it is completed or not, and in case of what was the outcome of that particular course. Then finally, you will have outreach programs. Outreach programs, those details you are expected to have. If it is a department centralized, you can have it. Or if it is a common place, those records should be made available. Okay. So hope I have introduced this subject to the satisfaction of you. Now you can ask any questions related to this. I will share this PPT to Mr. Ramachandran. Everybody will be having in an improved manner. You can just go through, and if you have any doubt, you can send a mail to me, and I will be in a position to reply. Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now you have
Sir,
questions.
sir, we were discussing about the risk and opportunities register, and we have already listed in terms of institutions, we have about 180 risk in various activities of institution. My question is whether we need to funnel it down towards the department level, or the institutional risk and opportunities register is okay with us.
See, only thing they can view that institution level, and they can mark it to the department level. They can just see that awareness should be there. And they can have from that one, if it is 5, 15, 23, these are the things associated with the departments. Only to that extent, they should be, they can take it related to that one, they can keep it a separate risk register also.
Okay.
Only thing, if I'm coming to computer BCS department means, they'll be asking, do you aware associated risk? There should be the person to initiate. Yes, I am aware. These are the risks. It need not to completely tell everything, but at least yes, I am aware. These are the risks, and we have taken into consideration. Everything is under control. That means no risk is that beyond our control. We have a plan. Suppose if you want to ensure that all a particular risk is there, and we have not completed, without that complete degree will not be course will not be completed. There is no such risk we have identified. So that is the reason that methodology is available, severity and recurrence. We ensure that it is within that range. So that means more than 15 means it is, we need to have a mitigation plan. We are ensuring that everything is covered in a present control is enough.
Understand.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
understand. Is there anything from the faculty members so that we can get it clarified? So it's a live beaming, and this will be available. This will be made available in our VSV channel, YouTube channel, and you can revisit it, and you can get whatever the inputs that we have discussed in this session. That's why the Google Meet is converted into YouTube channel, and you can view that in times of need. That is the facility. Yes.
Sir, I am Toy Manohar, sir, from MBA department. I have a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, initially we were maintaining the hard copies, sir,
Okay.
of the files and other documents, sir. Now everything is in online mode, sir. That's we are maintaining the Excel sheet, Word formats and all. Should we have the hard copies also for this ISO, sir?
So this ISO technically starts from 1/11/2019.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
they will be asking papers relating details only from 1/11/2019. As I have told you, for the last year, even semester, and this year,
Odd, odd
odd
semester.
semester.
Okay.
Okay, so they may see, they can ask previous, but you can show that hard copy if it is available. But you have to ensure what record, what is the duration of the record period you are going to maintain. Okay,
Right.
so now you say a particular record, students mark sheet. You are going to have it in 3 years after the passing out of the students means. So you have to maintain in future. Previously, if it's available, you can show. Am I clear, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so very clear. You are going to tell this leave letter only for 6 months. Okay, class adjustment details. It is only for 1 year. If it is 1 year means during that 1 year you can ask for, not before that. So like that for each record, you decide how often you are what is the periodicity you are going to meet, retention period you are going to meet. But if there are any statutory requirements, suppose of university, further university is going to ask this record after 3 years means you are expected to maintain those records for the specified period. Okay, plus 1 year.
Okay.
Normally university 3 years means we are expected to have 4 years. So like that logic will be there.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, correct me if
No,
I'm
but
wrong.
please.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the manual, there is a specific mention about this must be maintained and the documented evidence should be produced. So those things are
Yes.
to be in a hard copy. And others, my understanding is that the EOMS doesn't prescribe all must be maintained in hard copy alone. So this is left to the institution to decide. If it is soft copy, it's okay for the auditors. Is it not, sir?
It's a hard copy, it's a retained documentation, documented information should be maintained. They have
Yes.
not mentioned hard copy.
Yes.
Documented information. See, documented information. Okay, if a document, see now you are going to have a manual as a documented information. You should have it in PDF form. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, Only in PDF form or it is whatever the documents. See, it cannot be changed like that in that form. You have to expect. You are supposed to. They are not asked for hard copies, but it is desirable initially for 6 months or 1 year. You can have it hard copy. You can feel of it because the total the documentation that permit everybody will not come to know. Particularly those who are internal auditors, they are expected to know level 1 manual, level 2 procedures, then other one is instructions, level 3 is instructions. The fourth one will be the records. Okay, so this permit type, one copy for familiarization purpose, then only you will have the feeling, then only controlling will be very effective. Now you want to change page number 53. Okay, you have to raise change note, then the review will be there, then approval will be there. This system, if it is a software of that manual means it's okay. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to maintain those changes in an effective manner. So our suggestion will be one or two copies. You may have hard copies of the documented information, manual, procedures, instructions. Rest all records you can have it in soft copy. They will not ask any hard copies.
Yes. Yes.
The records will be running records for academic year 2011, 2020, 21, 2019, 20. These are the retained records. This you can have it in soft copies.
Correct. Is there anything from the faculty members so that we can get it clarified? Is there any doubts?
Nobody. Am I able to put up this certain points relating to have I introduced this subject effectively?
Yes. 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 Definitely, sir. Yes. Yes.
See, now it is like an elephant. Okay, so So it just, if you see only the leg means only leg will be there. Now I have tried to give it total figure. This is the thing, and your area of activity is very limited.
Yes, yes. Yes, it is quite, your address is very pertinent and specific. There's no doubt about that, sir. And only thing is, we are used to this kind of practices, checks and balances, audit system in our institution. Thanks to your guidance. And with regard to this 21,000 2018 system, it is quite new to us.
Okay.
That's why kind of a support and guidance is required, solicited from your end. That's why this kind of an.
Sir,
Yes,
this
sir.
retained documentation we are going to review, over a period of time. Okay.
Okay.
Wherever duplication is there, we are going to eliminate.
In a phased manner.
Yes, in a phased manner.
Yes.
Okay. If you are having one data, it will not be replicated. You need not to write, you need not to drag just because of ISO I am doing this, I am doing such type of burden should not be there.
Yes, yes.
Only one time. If you can retrieve the data, we are happy. We do not want to write it separately.
Yes, yes, correct.
So now I want the list from you. What are the activities they do it specifically for ISO systems? Those lists, if I can link with your existing system, we can simplify. That's not a
Correct.
problem.
Correct, sir. Correct. Thank you. Yes.
I do not want to waste any writing activities just because of these things. See, only one area is required. See, you have got a planned hours, you have taken the class, but that matching should be there, or any excess or shortage should be there, that you have to ensure that is there. It can be done in soft copy, we are happy. It can be done in diary, we are happy. But you should, that evidence should be reliable.
Understand.
Okay,
Correct,
so
sir.
those
Correct,
are the
correct,
areas. Then second thing, sir, this course, designing the courses, those files, see, audit is expected in this manner. One science degree in the bachelor degree, one master's degree in the commerce. Okay.
correct.
It can be vice versa. It can be MCA or any other arts degree there, science degree in BCA. One bachelor degree, one master's degree, they'll be taking a sample. We should meet the requirement. That's all. But the same pattern should be available in all the departments. See, the sampling will be given only first day of the audit, only they will give. These two departments we are going to visit. We should be in a position to ensure that audit is goes smoothly.
Please understand, sir. Yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your PowerPoint, which is powerful points. And yes, sir.
No, those so topic is in a manner be able to understand these things.
Yes, yes, yes. Definitely, sir.
Okay.
That was clear. That was crystal clear. And this is not quite new to us. This we have coming across during the 9001 standards itself. But only thing is
Yes.
that the only thing is on our part is that the certification is going to be bestowed by TUVs. TUSUD,
No
that's
problem. Sir, one thing. Sir, one thing. See that suppose if you are taking certificate, earlier it was NQA, now it is going to TUV. See, the only thing, nobody will deny your certificate. Please
it. Yes,
understand.
yes, yes.
See, suppose you have taken degree from Madras University. Okay. Now you want from Bardwar University or you from Mumbai University. You show
Both
the
are
certificate. You show the certificate. I want to migrate certificate means there is additional fees required. They will give the certificate based on this one. So like that, you can change the certification bodies whenever you want. Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
that is not a problem. So we are having a TUV suit facilities. Hope it everything will be all right. That I will
Yes,
take care.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So thanks a lot, sir. Thank you very much. And your guidance and clarifications will go a long way in refining our ISO systems in a better way. And we are already working on that. And we are quite sure that we are quite competent and we are quite jubilant that this will be earned by us by in another maybe couple of weeks. And we solicit your kind cooperation and guidance And we will go all out to see that all the requirements of ISO 21001 2018 is fulfilled. And since we are already got the coveted NAC with flying colors, I hope that this will be also will be of great help, and we will definitely will come out with flying colors with all your guidance and support. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks to this.
Sir, so one last, any queries that they can give it to you, you can send mail, I will reply to you.
Yes, sir. That I will accommodate, sir. I will share.
That is,
The
that's
one,
always there.
yes. I will share this PPT. Kindly share this PPT to me, sir. I will share it to all the staff members, and I will also
Okay.
share. I will share your email ID and phone number. If in case of any clarifications, they will get in touch with you and get it clarified.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, all
Thanks
the
a lot.
best, bye. Bye.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you.